1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Humayun Zebabasi. First, the headlines. Pakistan is hosting the 17th extraordinary session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Islamabad tomorrow. Talking to foreign delegates arrived for historic OIC Foreign Ministers moot in Islamabad. Foreign Ministers has called for immediate measures to avert the looming humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. United States congressmen have asked Biden administration and international organizations to immediately release the frozen Afghan assets to prevent humanitarian disaster in the country. Prime Minister has directed to extend all possible facilitation to overseas Pakistanis. All parties Hurriyat Conference has urged international human rights bodies to take cognizance of Kashmiri prisoners' plight. And now the news in detail. Pakistan is hosting 17th extraordinary session of Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Islamabad tomorrow. The session is being convened at the initiative of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as OIC Summit Chair. Pakistan welcomed the call and offered to host the session. Besides, foreign ministers from OIC member states and observers participants would also include special invitees from the United Nations, international financial institutions and some non-member states including the United States, United Kingdom, France, China, Russia, Germany, Italy, Japan and the EU. Afghan interim government would also be represented at the CFM. The meeting is being convened in the backdrop of the aggravating humanitarian situation in Afghanistan. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has expressed confidence that OIC meeting will build a consensus regarding Afghanistan. He was talking to various foreign delegates arriving in Islamabad to participate in extraordinary session of the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers. Talking to Afghan's acting Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi, Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan, being immediate neighbor of Afghanistan, is making all possible efforts for humanitarian assistance of the Afghan people. He said Pakistan have completed arrangements to provide food and medicines including 50,000 metric ton of wheat to Afghanistan. Foreign Minister said Pakistan is consistently trying to draw world's attention towards the plight of Afghan people and hosting the OIC meeting as part of those efforts. Talking to his Turkmen counterpart, Rashid Meredov, Shah Mahmood Qureshi called for immediate measures to avert the looming humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, saying any slackness in this regard will have adverse consequences for the world. Both leaders also exchanged views on bilateral relations, regional situation and matters relating to mutual interest. Meanwhile, talking to his Malaysian counterpart, Shah Mahmood Qureshi reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to bolster relations with Malaysia in the areas of economy, trade, defense, education, tourism and science. Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa has stressed upon the urgency for swiftly devising an institutional mechanism for channeling humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan to avert a looming humanitarian catastrophe. Talking to Indonesian Foreign Minister Retno Lestari Prenasri Marsudi in Rawalpindi today, General Qamar Javed Bajwa underscored the importance of peace and reconciliation in Afghanistan. He emphasized that peaceful resolution of Kashmir dispute is essential for stability in South Asia. He also reiterated that Pakistan wants cordial ties with all its neighbors in pursuit of regional peace and prosperity. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, enhanced defense and security cooperation, regional security and current situation in Afghanistan, the visiting dignitary appreciated Pakistan's role in regional stability and pledged to play her part for further improvement in diplomatic cooperation with Pakistan at all levels. In the United States, the congressmen from both Democrats and Republican parties have asked the Biden administration and international organizations to immediately release frozen Afghan assets to prevent humanitarian disaster in the country. In an open letter signed by 39 congressmen, they urged the U.S. administration to assist multilateral organizations attempting to pay Afghan civil servants. The congressman said approximately 18.4 million Afghans needed humanitarian assistance, including 2 million children. They said the growing economic and food crisis has prompted fears of mass migration that may further destabilize the region. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has warned of humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan that may turn the country into a heaven for international terrorists once again if international community does not assist Afghanistan timely. In an interview with Al Jazeera TV, he said whatever the international powers did in Afghanistan was insanity as they tried to achieve their objectives through war. He said the situation in Afghanistan is very difficult for Pakistan because if Afghanistan goes into chaos once again, Pakistan would be the worst sufferer of it. To a question regarding Islamophobia, he stressed for a joint response for all Islamic countries to make the West understand true spirit of Islam. To another question about Kashmir issue, he said Pakistan has raised blatant violations of international human rights law in Indian legally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. To question as to what would be Pakistan's response if India tries to launch strike against it, the Prime Minister said Pakistan will respond exactly how it did in February 2019. Mentioning government's effort to tackle climate change, the Prime Minister said, "We started the 10 billion trees tsunami program and we have already planted 2.5 billion trees." Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed to extend all possible facilitation to overseas Pakistanis. He was talking to advisor on overseas Pakistanis Muhammad Ayub Afridi in Islamabad today. He declared overseas Pakistanis as a precious asset of the country. The Prime Minister was brief about initiatives such as granting right of vote to overseas Pakistanis, Russian digital account and NADRA's online system for power of attorney. Special Representative for Religious Harmony Maulana Hafiz Muhammad Tahir Ashrafi also called on Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. They discussed steps taken by government for interfaith harmony in the country and matters relating to the Middle East. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the APHC has urged the UN, the Human Rights Council and other international organizations to take cognizance of the plight of Kashmiri prisoners and play a role in their release. In a statement issued in Srinagar, the spokesman of all parties, Hurriyat Conference, condemned the inhuman treatment meted out to be illegally detained Kashmiri Hurriyat leaders and activists by the Indian communal jail authorities. He said the detainees lodged in hell-like in jails have been deprived of the basic amenities including medical care and hygienic food. Meanwhile, Hurriyat leader and the chairman of People's Political Party, Engineer Hilal Ahmed War, in Islam's statement in Srinagar, appealed to the international community to impress upon India to stop genocide of Kashmiris and give them their right to self-determination. Meanwhile, a report released by Kashmir Media Service today said Minorities Day is celebrated in India every year today, but the religious minorities are living in a perpetual state of fear in the country. The 54th death anniversary of renowned Kashmiri leader Chaudhry Ghulam Abbas is being observed today. Special prayers are being offered for the soul of the late Chaudhry Ghulam Abbas at his mazar at Faistabad, Rawalpindi. In state of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, different ceremonies and seminars are being conducted to highlight his political services for Kashmiris. And finally, the weather report. Very cold and dry weather expected most and upper part or central parts of the country and North Balochistan during the next 12 hours. Dense fog and smoke is likely to prevail in plain areas of Punjab. Once again, we'll look into the main headlines. Pakistan is hosting the 17th extraordinary session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Islamabad tomorrow. Talking to foreign delegates arrived for historic OIC foreign ministers moot in Islamabad, foreign ministers has called for immediate measures to avert the looming humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. The United States congressmen have asked Biden administration and international organizations to immediately release frozen Afghan assets to prevent humanitarian disaster in the country. Prime Minister has directed to extend all possible facilitation to overseas Pakistanis. All parties Hurriyat Conference has urged international human rights bodies to take cognizance of Kashmiri prisoners' plight. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, you can always log on to our website radio.gov.pk. You can also watch live video streaming for bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.